Recording in progress.
Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhiyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padikamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Putale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatire Shatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shavasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, welcome everyone. We are discussing from Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 3, Chapter 16. I think we are in Chapter 16. And we had discussed till verse number 21st. Right?
Yes,
Anyone
Prabhuji,
remember?
27 we will start.
Oh, okay. Okay.
22nd.
Okay, so we are discussing this beautiful section of the appearance of Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. Maitreya Muni is describing the story to Vidurji, who asked about the appearance of Varahadev. To describe the appearance of Varahadev, he describes the background story of the union of Diti and Kashyapa at the wrong time. And as the embryos were there in the womb of Diti, the entire universe started getting covered with darkness. All the devtas headed by Indra and all, everybody went to Brahmaji. And they asked the reason for this. Brahmaji starts describing the whole story. How the four Kumaras one day they had a desire to see the form of the Lord, the beautiful form of Lord Vishnu. That form which they were seeing in their heart, they wanted to see this form in front of them. With that desire, they entered the Vaikuntha. They passed through 6 gates of Vaikuntha without any problem, without any obstacle. But they were stopped at the 7th gate by Jai and Vijay. And Jai and Vijay, they very harshly stopped them, placed their clubs in front of them and said, you can't enter. You are small children. You are not supposed to enter Vaikuntha. The 4 sages, they become very angry. They curse Jai Vijay. You are seeing from the bodily conception, you are seeing dualities. We curse you. You go and take birth as demons. As all these things are going on, Lord Vishnu appears along with Lakshmi Devi to solve the whole thing. The 4 Kumaras, they realized that they have done a mistake and they were afraid that Lord Vishnu should not punish them. Lord Vishnu smiles at them and that smile removes all the fear of 4 Kumaras. He smiles at Jai Vijay also. They were very sad that they had to leave the world, leave the Vaikuntha and go to material world. He pacifies everyone. He starts glorifying four Kumaras. I have become so powerful because I take dust off the lotus feet of Brahmanas. Lakshmi is not leaving me because I take the dust of Brahmanas' lotus feet. Glorifies them in beautiful words. Four Kumaras are getting more and more confused. And as a result, the four Kumaras, they come to the conclusion, no, Lord is satisfied and happy with us. They reply, uh, they give their understanding of whatever Lord Vishnu told about them. And then Brahmaji, he continued the situation, continued the story, and we were on verse number 21. In verse number 20, the four Kumaras, they told Lord Vishnu that you have said that Lakshmi is not giving you up because you serve the Brahmanas. It is not possible to accept this. Because Lakshmi Devi, she worships you. She wants to serve you. Not because of our greatness, because you are so wonderful. She wants to secure a place in the abode of the king of the bees. And that's how they glorify. In 21st verse, they tell, O Lord, you are exceedingly attached to the activities of your pure devotees, yet you are never attached to the goddess of fortune. We'll continue from the 22nd verse. Just a minute. Okay, somebody can read the translation of the 22nd verse.
O Lord, you are the personification of all religion. Therefore, you manifest yourself in 3 millennium, and thus you protect this universe, which consists of animate and inanimate beings. By your grace, which is of pure goodness and is the bestower of all blessings, kindly drive away the elements of rajas and tamas for the sake of the demigod and twice born.
So now they are continuing to glorify Lord Vishnu. In the 22nd verse, they said, O Lord, Dharmasya Bhagavata, you are the personification of religion, and you manifest in 3 yugas. Lord is 3 yugi. Lord does not appear in Kali Yuga. Padbhi characharam idam dvijadevatartham. Thus, to protect this universe, which consists of animate and inanimate beings, you appear in this world. Nunam ritam abhibhati rajastamascha. Therefore, please drive away the elements of Rajogun and Tamogun for the sake of Devtas and the twice born. By your grace, my Lord, Satvena no Vardaya, Vardaya, by your grace, my Lord, that your grace, which is of pure goodness, Sattvam no Vardaya, you are Varada, you are the bestower of all blessings. Srila Prabhupada in the purport focuses on this word 3 yugi. Lord appears in 3 millennium. He does not appear in Kali Yuga. Because in Kali Yuga, he appears in a hidden incarnation. As Prahlad Maharaj also tells in the 7th canto, as he is offering prayers to Narsimhadev, Oh my Lord, you appear in all the species of life. Sometimes you appear in the species of animals, sometimes human, sometimes devta, sometimes rishis. Ittam netirya rishideva jasavatare lokan vibhavayasi hamsi jagat pratipan. Oh my Lord, you appear in all these various forms. Hamsi jagat pratipan, dharma mahapurusha pashyudanuvrittam, channa kalau yadabhavat, channa kalau. You appear only in 3 yugas. In Kali Yuga, you appear in the hidden incarnation. And that hidden incarnation is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And tomorrow is the appearance day of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada describes Sridhar Swami. He described Tri Yuga as Yuga means couple and Tri means three. So he manifests three couples of opulences. That means six opulences. Aishwaryas, Virya, Yasha, Shri, Jnana, Vairagya. That's why also he's called as Tri Yuga. And then he appears, he's called as Tri Yuga because he doesn't appear in Kali Yuga. Prabhupada writes, in the age of Kali, these three requisites to spiritual culture are almost absent. Three requisites are austerity, cleanliness, and mercy. They are almost absent. But the Lord is so kind that in spite of Kali Yuga's being devoid of these three qualities, he comes and protects the people of this age in the form of Lord Sri Chaitanya. Lord Sri Chaitanya is called as covered incarnation, Channa Kalau. So four Kumaras, they realize that they have done a mistake because they got covered with passion and ignorance. That's why they have cursed Jai Vijay. Otherwise, how can somebody curse the pure devotees of the Lord in Vaikuntha? So they are conscious that, okay, we have become covered by passion and ignorance. So they are praying to the Lord, please now remove this passion and ignorance. They realize their mistake. They now want to come out of this passion and ignorance. That's why they are offering this prayer. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, O Lord, appearing in three yugas, please destroy Rajogun and Tamogun, which obstruct Dharma by Sattva. Please bestow your blessings, O my Lord. We, the Brahmanas, have never suffered contempt from you before this time. Because you appear clearly in three yugas, you are called as Tri Yuga. So now they are telling that we have never suffered contempt from you. Although Lord is glorifying them, but they are understanding, they understand that, they realize that this is not glorification. Lord is actually chastising. We heard the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, how he describes in detail. Actually, Lord is chastising them. He's angry at them. How can you curse my devotees? They are my devotees. I don't care for you. All these things. That's why he's saying. They are saying like this. 33rd verse, translation.
O Lord, you are the protector of the highest of the twice born. If you do not protect them by offering worship and mild words, then certainly the auspicious path of worship will be rejected by the people in general, who act on the strength and authority of your Lordship.
So now the four Kumaras, actually they understand how fallen they are. Therefore they are praying, O protector of the highest of the twice born, if you do not protect them, then the path of worship will be rejected by people in general. So they are again saying, oh, you should be merciful to us even now. He seems upset. Let us pacify him. The four Kumaras, they are understanding. Lord is upset with us because we have offended, cursed his pure devotees. So therefore, they are praying to the Lord. So they are conscious of their weakness. And this Rajogun and Tamogun, it can, this is a classic example. When devotees listening, are Rajogun, Tamogun present in Vaikuntha? If somebody is not purified, they may experience Rajogun or Tamogun even after entering Vaikuntha. Just like Durvasa Muni, he was in complete anxiety, even in Vaikuntha, he was in complete Kuntha. So artificially entering Vaikuntha before getting purified doesn't make one pure. Rajogun and Tamogun, they are always there inside. So therefore, even if somebody enters Vaikuntha, that does not mean he will not be affected by Tamogun and Rajogun. Essential qualification to stay in Vaikuntha is to be purified. A pure soul can stay in Vaikuntha. He'll not be affected by Rajogun Tamogun. But these four Kumaras, they were not still purified. Therefore, they are experiencing. So, in this whole section, we have to understand when we deal with others, then we come to know what is our inner nature. And that tells us how much we have advanced in Krishna consciousness. If we are dealing in Rajoguni and Tamoguni way, if we are egoistic, if we are still angry about our possession, if something is not provided to us, if something is taken away from us, do we become angry? Do we become proud of our possessions? That means we are still far away in Krishna consciousness. So we have to contemplate and introspect how we behave with others. That decides how far we are from Krishna consciousness or how close we are to Krishna. If we behave properly without getting affected by Rajogun and Tamogun, that means we are close. We are coming close to Krishna. After coming to Krishna consciousness, we realize how fallen we are. That's the four Kumaras are now realizing how fallen they are. If before they were thinking we are such great sages, Gyanis, why they are not allowing us? Now, after Lord Vishnu purified them, Antargatasva vivarine chakara deshan sanshobham akshar dusham abchit tanvod. Now they are purified, they have become devotees. Now they are realizing how fallen we were. We are. Similarly, when we come to Krishna consciousness, start practicing bhakti, the poison of the anarthas will start coming out. Then we will realize, oh my God, I am so fallen. Earlier it was not the case. I was thinking, abhi bas pure ban hi gaya. Abhi to Krishna ke darshan hone hi chahiye. You know, and then after spending few years in Krishna consciousness, after practicing bhajan, chanting, sadhana, then the cleaning process starts. Then the poison starts coming out. Then we realize, oh, far away, Delhi bahut dur hai abhi. Then we understand we have to be very careful. We should not allow ourselves to be killed by that poison of anarthas which are coming out. Because we cannot handle them. Our anarthas are really deadly. What we have to do is we have to just surrender to Krishna. We have to take shelter of the Lord and the devotees of the Lord. Just like when the Samudra Manthan happened, the halahal wish came out. Nobody could handle that wish. They all approached Lord Shiva. When our poison of anarthas, they start coming out, we have to take shelter of devotees. We should not handle those poison. That poison is really deadly. It will destroy our enthusiasm. Because seeing our fallen condition, many times a practitioner thinks, I am so fallen, I didn't know. How can I be so fallen? Why? I am not qualified to practice. I am making a show. I am a duplicitous person. I am a hypocrite. So we have to be a bit careful, you know. These four Kumaras, they were known to be self-controlled sages, equipoised, no Rajogun, Tamogun. Apparently, that's how Gyanis are. But now when they came to Vaikuntha, they realized they were still not completely purified. Krishna showed them their real insight. That's how by the practice of Krishna consciousness, slowly we will come to know what is there inside. Our inner side is not so clean. So we have to keep praying to Krishna. We have to keep working, because Krishna will show us how fallen we are. All the wide range of anarthas we would have never imagined, it will all come in front of us. And then there is no other option but to surrender, like Draupadi surrendered. That's what these four Kumaras are doing now. They are telling we are full of Rajogun and Tamagun. We understood. We were thinking we are very great devotees of you. We are great Gyanis. Now we realized how fallen we were. Therefore, in the 17th verse, in 23rd verse, they are telling, if you do not respect the Brahmanas, therefore nobody will respect us. That's why you are showing respect to us. Otherwise, we are not worthy of respect. The Prabhupada writes, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna states, Lord himself acts, and acts and characters of great authorities are followed by people. Yadiyadacharati sreshta tatta deve tarojana. And Krishna tells, actually, I have nothing to do in this world, still I am working. Because if I won't work, entire world will be ruined. Yadi yam navarteyam jatu karmanyatam dritaha mama vartamanu vartante manushyaha partha sarvasha. That's why Lord is worshipping. That's why Lord is showing so much of respect to all these four Kumaras. Go Brahmana Hitaya. Lord is Go Brahmana Hitaya, and Lord is setting an example. It is also found herein that Brahmanas are best of the twice born. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas are all twice born, but Brahmanas are the best. When there is fight between two persons, each of them protects the upper part of the body. Similarly, for actual advancement of civilization, Brahmanas should be protected. Upper part means Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas. They should be given special protection. And then Prabhupada writes, if that is not done, then human civilization will be lost. When there is no protection and special treatment for persons who are devotees of the Lord, who are highly intelligent, whole society is lost. The word Namshati indicates such civilization becomes spoiled and is annihilated. So all these four Kumaras, they understand that, okay, you are showing so much of respect just to set a right example. Because if you don't follow, if you don't protect us, who will protect us? Who will respect us? If you don't respect us. Then they continue. Lord may say, well, you are praying like this. Why do I care for the protection of the Vedic path? Let that be destroyed. Lord may think like that. Thinking like this, expecting this, the four Kumaras, they offer the next prayers. Translation.
Dear Lord, Dear Lord, you never want the auspicious path to be destroyed, for you are the reservoir of all goodness. Just to benefit people in general, you destroy the evil element by your mighty potency. You are the proprietor of three creations and maintainer of the entire universe. Therefore, your potency is not reduced by your submissive behavior. Rather, by submission, you exhibit your transcendental pastimes.
तत्तेनाभीष्टमेव सत्त्वनिधेर्विधित्सो क्षेमं जनाय उद्धृतारे नैतावतात् यधिपतेर्बत विश्वभर्तुर्तेजः शतं त्वनन्तस्य सते विनोदः. So they are offering prayers. Oh my Lord, tatte, you anabhishtam. Anabhishtam means you never like. Anabhishta. Abhishta means like. Anabhishta, you never like. You never like this path of Brahmanical culture, the reservoir of goodness, to be with it so. With it so means you never desire. You never desire that Sattva Guna should be destroyed. Therefore, you always protect. Why? Because it is for the welfare of people in general. Shemam Janaya. For the welfare of people in general, you destroy all the lower modes by your potence, by your own power. Naita avata, oh my Lord. Yeah. Naita avata triyadhipate pata vishwabharto. Oh my Lord, you never desire the Sattvagun to be destroyed because you are Vishwabhartu. You are the maintainer of the entire universe. You are Triadhipati. Triadhipati means you are the proprietor of all the three creations. Therefore, your potency is not reduced by your submissive behavior. You are showing such submissiveness. Avanatasya. Avanata means you are becoming so submissive. Your position is not reduced. The ordinary person of this world, if he becomes humble, if he starts serving his own servants, then people will think, oh, he's like ordinary, I think any ordinary person, you know. But when Lord does it, he is never an insecure Lord. Krishna is not an insecure Lord. Mera position chala jayega. People will not respect me. No. Lord is working in every way just to protect the saintly people, protect the Brahmanas, protect devotees, protect the universe, maintain the universe. That's why he is serving all these Brahmanas. He never gets affected by serving in a humble way. Prabhupada writes, Krishna was never reduced in his position by becoming a cowherd boy or by offering respects to Sudama, Brahman. Saratya Parishad Sevana Sakya Dautya Veera Sananugamana Stavana Pranaman Srigdheshu Pandushu Jagat Pranatim Cha Vishnu Bhaktim Karoti Nipatis Charana Ravinde. Krishna was becoming everything for Pandavas. Saratya Parishada Sevana Sakya Dautya Veera Sananugamana. Why Krishna was doing? Because Pandavas were completely surrendered and submissive. Snigdha. And Lord is not, his position is not minimized. He is always exemplary in his behavior. Satchidananda Vigraha. He is eternal, he is spiritual, full of bliss. Because all living entities are parts, they also belong to the same quality of the eternal form. We should try to understand the appearance of Lord Krishna in this spirit as Kumaras prayed to him. He is eternally a cowherd boy, eternally the leader of the battle of Kurukshetra. He is eternally the opulent prince of Vaikuntha, lover of the damsels of Vrindavan. So he's eternally all this. Whenever he acts in a humble, submissive way, we should not think that Lord has fallen from his position. No, it is not like that. They continue. Now in the 25th verse, the four Kumaras, they accept their mistake. We have unnecessarily cursed two faultless people. They are telling themselves here. Translation.
O Lord, whatever punishment you wish to award to these two innocent persons, or also to us, we shall accept without duplicity. We understand that we have cursed two faultless persons.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji, we are hearing after a long time.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hope everybody is all good. Everything is all good there.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Great.
Vaishnava's mercy and Krishna's mercy, everything is
There. Okay, now these four Kumaras, they are accepting that they have done a mistake and they are admitting it. That requires a great courage to admit that मैंने गलती की है. It is not so easy. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, The four Kumaras, they are now telling, bowing to you with body, mind, words. We make a request to you whose intentions are hard to understand. We accept whatever punishment you award to the gatekeepers if you favor Brahmanas, or whatever promotion in life you award to them if you are affectionate to your devotee doorkeepers. So they are now accepting that humne galti ki hai, and we are ready to accept whatever you decide. If you want the curse to act on the gatekeepers, that's all good. If you want to elevate them, that is also good. You can decide, oh my Lord, whatever you want. Do as you wish. And then they say, my Lord, may the curse we gave go to Rasatal. Rasatal jaye, Narak mein jaye. We don't care. Whatever you want, you can do. They speak fearfully with tears and shaking bodies. And then they tell, oh my Lord, you can give us any punishment you want. Award fitting punishment to us because we gave these two sinless doorkeepers this curse. They are very frankly admitting that we have done a great mistake. Please do whatever you want. So that's how the four Kumaras, they are telling. Now, in the next verse, okay, Srila Prabhupada writes in the upper board some things. The sages, the four Kumaras, now reject their cursing of the two doorkeepers because they are now conscious that persons who engage in service of the Lord cannot be fault at any stage. Anyone who has implicit faith in service of the Lord, who actually engages in transcendental loving service, has all the good qualities of the demigods. Which verse? Anyone remembers the verse? Or Prabhupada is paraphrasing here. Anybody who engages in service of the Lord has all the good qualities of Devatas manifesting in him. Prabhupada would quote this many.
Yasyasti Bhakti Bhagavati Akinchana.
Yes, thank you. Sarvair Gunais Tatra Samasate Sura. Devotee cannot be at a fault if sometimes it is found that he is in error by accident or by some temporary arrangement. Very important. Prabhupada writes a very important statement. If sometimes it is found that he is in error by accident or by temporary arrangement, this should not be taken very seriously. Krishna himself doesn't take all the faults and mistakes committed by his devotee seriously. Where Krishna tells this in Bhagavad Gita, never ever think that my devotee has done a mistake. Don't consider that he has become a sadhu. He is always a sadhu, Mahatma.
Sadhu eva cha mantavya.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's always a sadhu. He will become Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma. So while dealing with devotees, you should be very, very careful. They may commit a mistake. They may do something wrong, but we should always understand our correction, our chastisement should elevate their consciousness, not degrade it. That's what Lord Vishnu did here. He elevated the consciousness of four Kumaras. They are accepting their mistake. Rather than a senior telling that you should accept this mistake, the senior, the authority should create such a wonderful situation that the subordinate should himself tell, ye meri galti hai. We want correction. That is a mature devotee community. In the neophyte devotee community, the punishment is severe. In a mature devotee community, the punishment is many times subtle. And it requires a very mature and intelligent devotee to understand that this is a punishment the seniors are giving. That's how this mature community deals with the faults of the devotees, with the mistakes made by the devotees. So that ultimately win-win situation. The authorities are also happy and the subordinate is also happy. I want to get corrected. I want to rectify my mistake. That is a wonderful Vaishnava community. Prabhupada writes, one should not take this seriously. So as a practicing sadhaka, if we commit a mistake, we should be ready to rectify and admit it. It requires a great courage to admit the fault. And when the seniors, they see that this person is repenting and he is admitting his mistake, half of the thing is forgiven already. The punishment is itself reduced to half if somebody admits the mistake. And then the next half of the punishment should be given in such a way that the devotee should happily accept that punishment and rectify himself and elevate in his consciousness. That is how Lord is dealing with the devotees here. Prabhupada writes, the cursing of Jai Vijay is here repented. Now, the four Kumaras are thinking in terms of their position in the mode of passion and ignorance. They are prepared to accept any kind of punishment. In general, now Prabhupada is giving a sutra here. In general, when dealing with devotees, we should not try to find faults. That is a baseline understanding. But if we have to find faults, if we are in a position where we have to find faults, we have to correct people, a mature devotee leader will find faults and correct in a way that it will elevate the consciousness. Constructive criticism, not destructive criticism. Now, after hearing all the prayers from four Kumaras, Lord Vishnu starts speaking. Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Etau suretar gatim pratipadya sadyah.
Etau suretara gatim pratipadya sadya.
Samramba sambrita samadhyanubadha yogau. Bhuya sakasham upayasyat ashu yahavaha.
Bhuya sakasam upayasata asuyoga.
Shapo mayaiva nimitastadaveta vipraha.
Sapo mayaiva nimitastad eveta vipra.
The Lord replied, O Brahmanas, know that the punishment you inflicted on them was originally ordained by me, and therefore they will fall to a birth in a demoniac family. But they will be firmly united with me in thought through mental concentration intensified by anger, and they will return to my presence shortly.
Yes. So now, Lord is pacifying them. Do not fear, O four Kumaras. Don't worry. They will be united with me by continuous practice of meditation touched with anger. Samrambha. They'll be always with me. Gopya kamat bhayat kamso dvishya chaidyadayo nipa sambandhad vishnaya snehad yuyam bhaktya vayam prabhu. Narad Muni is telling Yudhishthir Maharaj how various people have attained Krishna. In whatever emotions a person remembers Krishna, because he is absolute. Any way you think of Krishna, you get benefited. Gopya Kamat, the gopis, they meditated on Krishna. They were attached to Krishna out of lust. Of course, that lust is not a material lust. The words are the same, but the meaning is different. Bhayat Kamso, Kamsa was conscious of Krishna in fear. Wherever he was seeing Krishna only. Asina, Sambisham, Tishtam, Bunjana, Paryatan, Mahim, Chintayano, Rishi, Kesham, Apashyat, Tanmayam, Jagat. Shukdev Goswami describes. As he was sitting, as he was moving around, as he was eating, as he was sleeping, while he was looking himself in the mirror, he was seeing Krishna everywhere. Apashyat tanmayam, tanmay ho gaye. He was absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. That's what liberated Kamsa. Gupya kamat bhayat kamso dveshya. Shishupal, he was so envious of Krishna. The first words he spoke were blasphemy of Krishna. Dveshya Chaitya Ripa Sambandhat Vishnaya, the Vishnis, they became perfect by being in relation with Krishna. Sneha Vyuyam, O Pandavas, you have also achieved Krishna because you love him. And out of his humility, Narad Muni tells, and we simple devotees, we also have achieved Krishna by sadhana bhakti. Anything you do with Krishna, any relationship, any way you are associating, you will be benefited. So therefore they are saying, Lord Vishnu is saying, they'll be united with me by continuous practice of meditation touched with anger. They'll be always angry. They'll be in that anger, they will always think of me only. O Brahmanas, your curse was produced by me. Don't worry. I wanted that this curse should be spoken. In order to have these two servants take on the nature of demons, though they have the body of pure sattva, and the best of the Brahmanas and the devotees, they acted unfavorably, made you angry, although you are Atmaram, all these are completely contradictory things. Jai Vijay, becoming unfavorable towards Brahmanas, 4 Kumaras showing anger. These were all unpredictable, unprecedented. It was all planned by the Lord. Therefore you curse them. Don't think too much. Ye sab maine hi kiya hai. All has been done by me only. It is not an offense of my doorkeepers or an offense committed by you. इसमें किसी की गलती नहीं है. ये मेरा plan. The 4 Kumaras may think, well, what is the cause of giving such suffering to these 2 devotees? You are so affectionate to these devotees. Why you have given such suffering to your devotees? Lord tells, O Brahmanas, know the cause. Reflecting, carefully understand. Since you are omniscient, kuch socho aap samajh jao. What more should I tell? But he again tells, here is the cause. Jai Vijay had a desire arising from prema. O best Lord, O Lord of Lords, O Lord of Vaikuntha, if your fighting instinct is not satisfied, मतलब भगवान को युद्ध करने के लिए भी मजा आना चाहिए, तो ऐसा कोई तो पावरफुल ओपोनेंट शुड बी देयर, राइट? ऐसा एक ही थप्पड़ मारा और गिर गया तो क्या फायदा? So there should be some proper, rival. Hiranyaksha was really searching for a rival like that. मतलब बोलते हैं ना, खुजली हो रहा था हाथ में कि भाई कोई है नहीं मेरे को, किससे युद्ध करूं? He was beating mountains. He was making mountains into powder. मतलब कोई भी नहीं युद्ध करने के लिए, तो पत्थर कोई पहाड़ कोई तोड़ रहे हैं. That was the itch, desire Hiranyaksha had. So they were thinking, if your fighting is not satisfied, since everyone is so weak, and because we are not your enemies, then make us 2 guards unfriendly towards you. And you can have pleasure in fighting with us. आपको मजा आएगा तो चलेगा, लोग आपके साथ युद्ध करेंगे. Since we servants cannot tolerate even a small degree of decrease in your full happiness, आपको पूरा मजा आना चाहिए. We want you to enjoy this pleasure of fighting also. Virya ras. Virya ras आपको नहीं मिल रहा है. We will give you that virya ras. We pray that this should be done by necessarily ignoring your quality of affection. आप चिंता मत करो. आप ये मत सोचो आप कैसे युद्ध करोगे. Why will go to the material world? Don't worry about that. You should be happy. This is what they thought. This is how the devotees they deal. This is rasa. So that's how the Lord is now revealing. Don't worry, it was my plan. And then, then Chakravarti writes, in fulfilling the desire of his devotees, the Lord developed another desire. And thus, he did not directly reveal the secret to the Kumaras. He didn't directly tell them. Then they then thought, even the greatest devotees can fall from Vaikuntha because of great offense. Then what to speak of where we, who are just dull reflections of sadhakas, can fall from this planet Earth. Thus, it should be understood that Lord desired to warn the sadhakas, don't commit Vaishnava Prarth. Lord wanted to, when Lord does one thing, जैसे बोलते हैं ना एक तीर से दो शिकार करते हैं, दो नहीं बहुत सारे कर देते हैं. Lord does many things through one actions. Although he wanted to fight, but he didn't tell this to four Kumaras because he wanted to teach them a lesson. That is how Lord works. He desired to warn the sadhakas. Please be careful. Don't commit Vaishnava Prarth. So then from 27, 28, in these two verses, the four Kumaras, they were satisfied, they left. So this entire Jai Vijay cursing episode is now getting over. So Brahmaji is now concluding this whole discussions. Brahma Uvacha
Brahma
Brahmavacha
Atate Munayo Drishtva
Atate Munayo Drishtva
Ayanananda Bhajanam
Nayanananda Bhajanam
Vaikuntham Tam Tad Adhishtanam
Vaikuntham Tad Adhishtanam
Vaikuntham Cha Swayam Prabham.
Vikuntam Cha Swayam Prabham.
Lord Brahma said, correction. Lord Brahma said, after seeing the Lord of Vaikuntha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the self-illuminated Vaikuntha planet, the sages left that transcendental abode.
Yeah. Just give me a few seconds. I'll just.
दोन वाले
Now Brahmaji is concluding the discussion. Four Kumaras, they left the abode of the Lord. That abode of the Lord, just self-illuminating. Vaikuntha Swayam Prabham. Vaikuntham Cha Swayam Prabham. They left the abode. Prabhupada focuses on this word Swayam Prabham. Na tad bhashyate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha. Prabhupada writes that. Bhagavantam parikramya.
Bhagavantam parikramya
Pranipatyanumanaaya cha
pranipatyanumanaya
Pranipatyanumanaya
cha
cha
pratijagmo pramudita
pratijagmo pramodita
Pramodita
Vaishnavim Shriyam.
Samsanto
Amsmato
Vaishnavi
Vaishnavi
Shriyam.
Priyam. The sages circumambulated the Supreme Lord, offered their obeisances, and returned, extremely delighted at learning of the divine opulence of the Vaishnava.
Now, after four Kumaras they left, Bhagavan is now speaking to his associates. Bhagavan Anugavaha
Bhagavan Anugavaha
Yatam ma bhishamastu ma sham
Yatam
Yatamma
ma bhishtam astumam
Teja samarthopi
Brahmateja
Samarthopi
samarthopi
Antum neche matam tume.
Antum neche matam tume.
The Lord then said to his attendants, Jaya and Vijaya, depart this place, but fear not. All glory is unto you. Though I am capable of nullifying the Brahmana's curse, I would not do so. On the contrary, it has my approval.
So Lord is telling, don't fear, ma bhishtam, ashtusam, all auspiciousness unto you. Don't worry. Although I am Brahma Tejas Samarthopi, I am capable of destroying, nullifying, but I will not do it. I approve of it. Prabhupada writes, as explained in connection with verse 26, all the incidents that took place had the approval of the Lord. Nothing happens without the will of the Lord. All these incidents, therefore, were designed by the Lord Himself for the sake of His pastimes in the material world. Thus, He plainly says that it was done with His approval. Otherwise, it would have been impossible for the inhabitants of Vaikuntha to come back to this world simply by a curse. So, it is very, very important thing. Whatever happens in the life of a devotee, Krishna has a purpose. In Jaya Dharma, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he raises a wonderful question. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written this wonderful, it is like a conversation. It is a novel. Of all the things Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written, various books he has written, this Jaya Dharma is the magnum opus of everything. That means it is the best of all the works of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Amazing. All the wonderful philosophy, all the details of our Vaishnava philosophy, it is given. There is the Raghunath Das Babaji and there is a disciple, Vrajanath. They are having a conversation. And Vrajanath, he asks Raghunath Das Babaji, why Krishna has created this world full of problems? And why Krishna puts the living entities into all these suffering situations? Raghunath Das Babaji, he answers, because Krishna wants to perform various pastimes. He likes to perform pastimes. That's why when the devotees, they are in trouble, they pray to the Lord and the Lord appears. Rajanath asks, what is this? आपको लीला करना है तो आप हमको प्रॉब्लम में डालेंगे. Why you have to put us into troubles just because you want to perform some pastimes? The Lord tells, Raghunath Das Babaji tells, actually you don't understand the rasa. The leela which the Lord performs is not for anyone else. It is for the living entities' pleasure and beneficial. It is beneficial only for them. Because if Lord does not perform pastimes, how will the devotees get benefited? How will the living entity get the impetus to go to the spiritual world? Here also, Lord is performing all this pastime of fighting. Why? Because the living entities of the world, they like to see fighting. All the movies are what? Full of violence and romance. So Lord also wants to give an alternative. You are attracted to violence and all this fighting? अरे मेरा तो extraordinary. All the उसको क्या बोलते हैं? Special effects of all the Bollywood and Hollywood movies, they are nothing in front of the pastimes which Lord performs. The type of the fight which Lord has done with Jai Vijay as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, it is extraordinary. So Lord only performs all the actions, all the pastimes to attract the living entity's attention towards him. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, seeing that Jai Vijay had just arrived, Lord spoke, go to the spiritual, go to the material world. They were weeping. They were wailing. Oh, we had to leave the Lord now. Lord again spoke to them, softened by compassion. Do not fear. May you too have good fortune. Do not go there. Always remain serving me in Vaikuntha. Seeing that, they were now happy. He said, although I can nullify, I do not desire to destroy my own promise. I have made a rule that Brahma Danda, Brahma Shap will be infallible. I cannot, nullify that curse. Just as Garuda sacrificed an expansion of his wing in order to maintain the inevitability of the thunderbolt, you should take on the role of demons in one of your expansions. So this is a very, very interesting revelation Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is making here. Jai Vijay never fell down. They are always there. But one of the expansions of Jai Vijay, they came in the material world. Lord is telling, take on the role of demons in one of your expansions. At the same time, remain in Vaikuntha in your Swarupa. Don't worry. You will always be there. Don't worry. But you can expand and become demons. And then he quotes this verse in the Bhagavatam 8:21, 15 to 17. O King, when the associates of Lord Vishnu saw the soldiers of the demons coming forward in violence, they smiled. Taking up their weapons, they forbade the demons to continue their attempt. Nanda, Sunanda, Jai Vijay were there. So this is the story of Bali Maharaj. In narration of Vaman and Bali, Jai Vijay are mentioned among the associates of the Lord fighting. But after being born as Hiranyaksha, they would later be born as Ravana and Kumbhakaran. The explanation of their expansions must be given in order to resolve the contradiction of simultaneously appearing in the form of demons and associates of the Lord. दोनों जगह कैसे होंगे? The expansions are there as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, and the original associates are already there. They never fall down. So the Vaikuntha associates, they never fell down. One of the expansions, they appeared in this world. And then Lord tells another secret story of why this has happened. Etat puraiva nirdishtam Ramaya Kruddhaya Yada
Ramaya Kruddhaya Yada
Purapavarita Dwari
Purapavarita Dwari
Vishanti Mayuparate.
Vishanti Mayuparate.
This departure from Vaikuntha was foretold by Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. She was very angry because when she left my abode and then returned, you stopped her at the gate while I was sleeping.
Yeah. So now Lord Vishnu is telling another inside story. कहाँ गड़बड़ हो गया? You stop Lakshmi Devi, मतलब जय विजय को मानना पड़ेगा. लक्ष्मी देवी करना लक्ष्मी देवी को भी नहीं आने दिए, सो रहे हैं भगवान. Okay, so Lord is telling that she became very angry. That's why you had to suffer this. Mai samrambha yogena
Mai Sambrambha Yogena
Listeria Brahmahelanam
Hysteria
Hysteria
Brahma
Brahmahelanam.
Pratyeshyatam Nikasham Me
Pratyeshyatam
Pratyeshyatam
Nikasham
Nikasham
Me
Me.
Kalenal Piyasa Punaha.
Kalena
Kalenal
Piyasa
Piyasa
Punaha.
The Lord assured, Hare Krishna. The Lord assured the two Vaikuntha inhabitants, Jai and Vijaya, by practicing the mystic yoga system in anger, you will be cleansed of the sin of disobeying the Brahmanas, and within a very short time return to me. Hare Krishna.
So, they are telling, because you will practice this mystic yoga system in anger, you will return in a very short time. In the previous verse, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, though this verse is seen in many editions, it has no commentary because it is not traditionally accepted. Also, it is there in many places, but traditionally, some of the acharyas, they don't accept this. But anyways, Lord Vishnu is telling, we have to understand that whenever we offend a devotee, some reaction is going to come. It is for sure. So the entire pastime of Jai Vijay, being cursed, has many lessons, how one should be careful not to offend devotees. One should not be proud of the knowledge, of his expertise, of his jnana. That was how four Kumaras were proud of their renunciation. So now, Lord, he told that don't worry, you will be back in some time. In short time, you'll be back. By the dint of Bhakti Yoga, they would practice anger and they would be delivered from the curse of the Brahmanas. Srila Madhva Muni remarks that by practicing Bhakti Yoga, one can be free from all the sinful reactions. Even a Brahmashap can be overcome by Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is very powerful. One of the qualities of devotional service is Klesh Agni. All the sinful reactions are destroyed by practice of Bhakti. One does not have to wait. In the beginning of the Bhakti Yoga, at the stage of Shraddha, one becomes purified of the sinful reactions. Karmani Nirdharti. As soon as one develops pure faith that I depend on Krishna, I don't depend on anyone else. No other devta, no other process, no karma, no jnana, no ashtanga, only bhakti. That's sufficient to destroy all the karmic reactions. And then Prabhupada writes how one can practice bhakti yoga in many rasas. There are 12 rasas, 5 primary, 7 secondary. And anyone attached to the Lord in any way gets liberated. Prabhupada here is quoting the verse which we discussed some time back. Kamam, Krodham, Bhayam, Moha, Lobha. And the Gupta Kama, Bhayatam, So, Dvashya, Shedyadevo, all that. The same verse comes in the 10th canto also. Bhakti Yoga is so powerful that even by becoming an enemy and always thinking of him, one can be delivered quickly. It doesn't matter which way one thinks. Thought of the Lord is basic principle. Of course, one should not think, well, demons were purified. I can also do some wrong thing. And I'll think of Krishna. No, they were only thinking of Krishna. That is the difference. We cannot think of Krishna in anger always. How much we will be angry on Lord? We cannot be angry always. We cannot be envious always. Shishupal was always envious. His envy reduced. He forgot his envy for an enviousness for some time. You know when? When he was about to get married to Rukmini. And Krishna, what he did? He kidnapped Rukmini. Can you imagine the extent of envy Shishupal must be going through? जिससे थोड़ा सा कम हुआ था. Krishna added more flavor to his enviousness. So that's how Krishna is. So nobody can become always envious of Krishna, always angry on Krishna, always lusty for Krishna. So it is not, they are not ordinary people. None of the ordinary persons of this world can attain perfection by thinking of Krishna in negative way, because they cannot be always doing that. Veena was also angry, and what else? Veena went to hell, and Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, they were also rejecting. They were also angry. They told, okay, you worship me. But they got liberation. Veena went to hell. What was the difference? Veena, he was not always thinking of Lord. That is the difference. Okay, he continues. Vishwanath Chakravarti writes, Lord is assuring them, though you will have the mentality of demons, you will think of me, because I will experience pure happiness in Veer Ras, fighting with you when I descend in 3 different avatars. Though you have the mentality of demons, you will be performing service to me. In the 3rd appearance, I will directly accept you. By meeting me in battle with anger, you will overcome the offense of Kumaras. You will come near me in short time. Dvasthavadishya Bhagavan
Vastavadischa Bhagavan
Viman Shreni Bhushanam
Vimanasreni Bhushanam
Sarvati Shayaya Lakshmya
Sarvati Shayaya
Shayaya
Lakshmya
Vidam Swam Dhishyamavishat.
Justam Swam Dishnayam Avisthat.
After thus speaking at the door of Vaikuntha, Lord returned to his abode. So there are many celestial airplanes and all surpassing wealth and splendor.
So now the Lord went back. The beauty of the Vaikuntha is described. After the 4 Kumaras, they cursed. The entire scene was over. The pastime is over. Lord went back. Now, they had to fall down. Jai Vijay had to come back, come down in material world. What happened? Tau tu girvana srishabhau.
Kautu Girvana Rishabho
Taradhari lokataha.
Dustaradhari Lokata
Atashriyo brahmashapat.
Atashriyau
Shriyo
Brahmashapat
Brahmashapa
Vigatasmayo.
Bhutan
Adbhutam
Vigatasmayo.
Vigatasmao.
But those 2 gatekeepers, the best of the demigods, their beauty and luster diminished by the corpse of the Brahmanas, become Moors and fell from Vaikuntha, the abode of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
So these 2 gatekeepers, they now not falling. They fell from Vaikuntha. Tada Vaikuntha Dishana.
Tada Vaikuntha Dishanat
Tayo
Tayo Nipatatmanayo
Manasid.
Ahakaro Mahanasit
Agreshu Putrakaha.
Vimanagrieshu Putraka.
Then as Jaya and Vijaya fell from the Lord's abode, a great roar of disappointment across all the demigods who were sitting in the splendid airplanes. Hare Krishna.
Everybody was disappointed. Oh, the Jai, the very, very powerful gatekeepers, they are falling. Nobody is happy when the devotees fall down. That is the natural feeling of other devotees. Whenever any devotee experiences some setback in their devotional life, none of the devotee feels, oh, acha hua, it was like that only. He deserved that. No, that's a natural compassion. Everybody feels sorry for a devotee, why he fell down. When Srila Prabhupada, in the initial days, whenever some devotee would leave, Prabhupada would really feel sad. He would sometimes cry, why this disciple has left me. He would tell his disciples why he has left me. So, and Prabhupada would literally cry for them. And when after some days or years or maybe months or years, if that person comes back, just like a lost child comes back, Prabhupada would embrace that disciple. He would not think, oh, he left my instructions, he didn't follow, he went away. No. He was always very, very happy to again welcome that child back, that disciple back. So all the sages of Vaikuntha, they are also very sad. All the sages of upper planetary systems, all the devtas, they are also very sad. Brahmaji, he continues his discussion. Translation, 35th verse.
35th verse. Lord Brahma continued. Those two principal doorkeepers of the personality of Godhead have now entered the womb of Deity, the powerful semen of Kashyapa Muni having covered them. Hare Krishna.
इतना बैकग्राउंड बताने के बाद बोल रहे हैं ये सब क्यों बताया मालूम है ये जो दो लोग हैं ना ये वही है जय विजय. So just to answer one thing, Brahma ji spent 2 chapters. The description of Vaikuntha, the beauty of Vaikuntha, वहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, all the planets, all the residents, all the plants and the birds, सब कुछ बोलने के बाद बोल रहे हैं ये क्यों बता रहा हूँ? Because these two are the same Jai Vijay. So that's why, when we go and when we approach some senior devotees and they start telling something different, we think, मैं पूछ कुछ और रहा हूँ, ये तो कुछ और ही बता रहे हैं, पता नहीं है इतना क्यों बता रहे हैं, समझा क्या मेरा क्वेश्चन आपको, मैं क्या पूछ रहा? So we must speak like that, but inside we feel, मैंने क्या पूछा, what is he telling me? But the devotees, they know. First, I want to correct the mentality of this devotee. First, I want to bring him to the next level of spiritual consciousness. Then they will accept the solution which I am about to give. Brahmaji, after telling the whole thing, he says, these two gatekeepers, they have entered the womb of Diti. 36th verse, translation.
It is the progress of these twin asuras demons that has disturbed you, for it has minimized your power. There is no remedy within my power. However, for it is the Lord himself who desires to do all this.
Yeah. Because if Brahmaji would have told immediately, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, मुझे ऐसा कैसा बोल सकते हैं आप? You are the supreme Brahma. How you cannot do anything? इतना स्टोरी सुना के बाद बोले अरे it is a plan of the Lord, what can I do? Then they'll accept. ठीक है कुछ मालूम plan of the Lord है तो what can we say? We have to just do the needful. We have to just protect ourselves in whatever way we can. Prabhupada writes, although Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu became asuras, the demigods could not control them. Therefore Brahma said, neither he nor all devtas could counteract the disturbance. In other words, although Jai Vijay assumed the body of the asuras, they remained more powerful than anyone, thus proving that Supreme Lord's desired to fight, because the fighting spirit is also within him. So that's how Jai Vijay, they became demons. Brahma showed the demigods that the situation created by the darkness was the desire of the Supreme Lord. And he wanted to show that even though these two attendants were coming in the form of demons, they were very powerful. Nobody could control them. Nobody could surpass them. Next verse, translation.
My dear sons, the Lord is the controller of 3 modes of nature, and it is responsible for the creation, preservation, and dissolution of the universe. His wonderful creative power, Yogamaya, cannot be easily understood even by the master of yoga. That most ancient person, the personality of Godhead, will alone come to our rescue. What purpose can we serve on his behalf by deliberating on the subjects?
So devtas, they may tell, अरे कुछ तो करो, आप इतना स्टोरी सुना दिए, please do something. Brahma tells, I am powerless, I can't do anything. इसलिए तो इतना बड़ा स्टोरी सुनाया मैंने, नहीं तो मैं पहले ही बोल देता आपको. I can't do anything because it is the will of the Lord. You have to suffer. He is the controller, he is the creator, he is the destroyer, he is the ancient person, and he will only rescue us. Because unka hi plan hai. So who can interfere in the plan of the Lord? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, अरे आप इतना स्टोरी बता रहे हो बट हमारा तो अभी प्रॉब्लम है ना. When will the Lord mitigate? कब आएंगे? That you live or die depends on the desire of the Lord. Now, at the time meant for protection, he will protect you. Don't worry. It is not the time for destruction of the universe. He will surely protect you. And it is, I don't know how he will do it. Because nobody knows the plan of the Lord. Anyone remembers any other occasion, any other place where this theme is coming? No one knows the plan of the Lord. भगवान क्या करते हैं किसी को समझता नहीं, बस वही बता सकते हैं क्यों कर रहे हैं. Anyone remembers anywhere else this theme has come?
The Bhishma Dev tells to the Pandavas, Yudhishthira Maharaj.
Yes. नन्यस्य करिंचित् राजन् पुमान् वेद विदित्सितं यद्विद् जिज्ञासया युक्तां मुह्यन्ति कवयोभिः. Because Bhishma tells, do you know all the calamities which came in your life? It was all because of time factor. Sarvam kal kritam. Do you know this person standing in front of you? He is the time factor. He is not your maternal cousin. यन्मन्नसे मातुलेयम सुरिन मित्रम प्रियतमम अकरोत् सचिवम दूतम सौरिदा तत्सारथी. इनमें से कुछ भी नहीं है. एष वै भगवान साक्षात्. He is the supreme Lord. He is working in a way to bewilder everyone. Nobody can understand. युधिष्ठिर महाराज में से अरे सामने खड़े हैं ना, उनसे पूछ लेते हैं ना. We'll ask him why he is doing like this. Bhishma tells, देखो, first thing he will not tell you. Second, even if he tells, you will not understand. Nobody can understand the plan of the Lord. The masters of yoga have all the knowledge. They do not know. What will he do to rescue us from the destruction? सोच के फायदा ही नहीं है क्योंकि पता ही नहीं कैसे होगा. He will do it for sure. That's what Uddhav ji also tells. I am completely amazed. I am bewildered. Anywhere else this has come, I am completely amazed how Lord works. Two more places we have heard. We are simply amazed. In first, Kunti Maharani is praying. Gopya dade tvaikrita rasidam tavat yate darsha shukalilanjan sambramaksham vaktram niniya bhayabhavanaya sitasya samam vimohyati bhairapiyat vivedi. It is bewildering me that Supreme Lord, He is bound. And another place he says, Tat atyanta vidambanam. Tyrian Rishishu Yadashu, Tat atyanta vidambanam. That Supreme Lord appears in the family of the Yadavas, in the family of animals, in the family of human beings, in the Devta family. Completely amazing. Uddhav ji tells, we have heard in the beginning of the third canto, first chapter. कर्माण्यनिहस्य भवो भवस्य ते दुर्गाश्रयोद्धारि भयात् पलायनम् कालात्मनो यत् प्रमदायुताश्रम स्वात्मन् रते खिद्यति धीर्विदामिह खिद्यति धीर्विदाम. Even the great sober people get bewildered. ऐसा कैसे कर रहे हैं? He has nothing to do, still he is working. He is unborn, still he takes birth. He is after calm. He managed 16,000. I don't know how he is doing all that. So that is the bewildering activity. So Brahmaji is saying, therefore, सोच के फायदा नहीं. So whatever he is planning to do, only Lord knows. Instead of us reflecting on us, he will simply do it. Lord will do. Lord will protect us. Don't worry. We should have faith in the words and the plan of the Lord. So Brahmaji is telling this basic, simple, yet difficult to accept principle. Trust the plan of the Lord. The apparent disturbances, apparent difficulties, Lord puts a devotee in. Lord has a plan. Just learn to understand what Lord wants me to learn through this. That is very important. Otherwise, there is no other purpose that Lord will put his devotee into a difficult situation. Only one purpose. Lord wants us to grow in our consciousness. Lord wants that we should be more conscious of him, be grateful, pray. How can I come close to you, O my Lord? We should not ask why this. We should ask how now. How I can come close to you now. Not why you have brought this in my life. Ask how can I come close to you now. That's what Brahmaji is saying. What's the use of pondering? Wo karenge. We have to just think of him. That's the end of the 16th chapter. Now, Maitreya Muni continues the story. Hiranyaksha. Victory of Hiranyaksha were all the directions of the universe. Maitreya Uvacha.
Maitreya Uvacha.
Shamyatma Bhuva Gitam.
Nishamyatma Bhuva Gitam.
Karanam Shankayojitah.
Karanam Shankayojitah.
Sarve Navartanta.
Tata Sarve Nyavyatenta.
Divaukasaha.
Tridivyaya Divaukasha.
Sri Maitreya said the demigods of the inhabitants of the higher planets were freed from all fear upon hearing the cause of the darkness explained by Brahma, who was born from Vishnu. Thus they all returned to their respective planets.
Okay, so after hearing from Brahmaji, all the Devtas, they became free from fear. They went back to their planets. Prabhupada writes, fear is a common factor all over the universe. Wherever you go, fear will be there. Fear is ingrained in the material world. No place which is free from fear. Fear exists even in Devtas, on every planet, even in the higher planets. The same principles exist. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Otherwise, why the Devtas are afraid of darkness? What is the difference between Devtas getting into problems and ordinary human beings? Devtas, they approach authority, whereas the inhabitants of earth defy authority. That decides a Devata and an ordinary living entity. A Devata is not a person who has special powers. Of course, that person is called Devata. But anyone who approaches authority, he has godly qualities. When we are puffed up, we think, मुझे किसी की जरूरत नहीं, I can solve my problem on my own. The most powerful beings of the universe, the Devatas, they approach authorities. The greatest of the devotees, they approach authorities. Parikshit Maharaj, in the peak of the crisis, he approached the sages and told him, asked them, this is what I have decided. I have decided to give up everything and sit on the bank of Ganga and hear Krishna Katha. Can you approve of my convictions? This is what I have decided. That's the difference between an ordinary person and a great person, a great devotee or a devata. They approach authorities. Prabhupada gives the example of Arjun. He approached the authority of Krishna. The conclusive instruction of this incident is that Prabhupada is giving conclusive instruction. We may be disturbed by some material condition, but if we approach the authority who can actually explain the matter, then our problem is solved. That defines our future. When we don't know what to do, we should know what to do. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has this statement, typical of him. When we don't know abhi kya karna hai situation mein, we should know we have to approach authorities. That defines a devata. That defines a great person. If we approach authority who can actually explain the matter, then our problem is solved. Demigods approached Brahma for the meaning of disturbance, and after hearing from him, they were satisfied and returned home. They gave up all the worry because they had faith Lord would handle the situation. Dhitastu bharturadeshat
Dhitastu bharturadeshat
apatya parishankini
apatya parishankini
purne varshashate sadhvi
purne varshasate sadhvi
prasushve yamo
putra prasushve yamo.
The virtuous Lady Diti had been very apprehensive of the trouble to the god from the children in her womb, and her husband predicted the same. She brought forth twin sons after a full 100 years of pregnancy.
Okay, so now Diti, she was really apprehensive for two reasons. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, she was worried that her sons would cause troubles to the universe, and she was worried that they would be killed by Vishnu. None of them, no mother would like to see her child being killed, however sinful, however stubborn and wretched they may be. These two most powerful demons, the most wicked people, but still mother. She's thinking at least they are safe till the time they are in my womb. I'll keep them in my womb. I don't want them to be killed, and I don't want them to trouble the universe also. Utpata bhavastatra
Utpata bhavasastatra
jayamanayo
nipetur jayamanayo
divi antarikshecha
divi bhuvi antarikshecha
pasyoru bhayabaha.
lokasya
Bhayavaha. On the birth of the two demons, there were many natural disturbances, all very fearful and wonderful in the heavenly planets, the earthly planets, and in between them. Hare Krishna.
So all the living entities, they were getting disturbed all over the universe. And Diti, she is really concerned that my sons should not trouble them. She's trying to control the situation. That's how a devotee is. Although she is the mother of all the demons, personally, She's a good lady. She is a devotee practicing. Ultimately, she became a practicing devotee. She worshipped the Lord. Kashyapa gave in the 6th canto, he gave her the process of Pumsamana Vrata. She became devotee by that time. That's how, a sadhaka sometimes is interested in service, sometimes disinterested. Sometimes wants to serve, sometimes thinks I don't care. That's how Diti is now. She is concerned about the material world, about the universe. So Diti is caught between the affection to her sons and welfare of the universe. Sometimes the practicing devotee, we are also caught. Service to the Lord, welfare of relatives. क्या करना है पहले? What to do? And we take decisions many times based on what we think is the best. In devotional service, whether we feel good or not, service to the Lord should be always given priority. So that's how Diti, she is trying to do both. She is trying to do welfare to her sons and try to serve the Lord also, serve the universe also. So she is trying to postpone the problem, but postponing the problem won't solve the problem. And in due course of time, the problem become big. So in due course of time, she had to give birth to these two powerful demons. The effect of the demons in the womb of Diti was entire universe was getting disturbed. There were earthquakes along the mountains on the earth. There was fire everywhere. Inauspicious planets appeared, comets, meteors, thunderbolts, disturbances everywhere. Prabhupada writes, when natural disturbances occur on a planet, one should understand that a demon must have taken birth. Prabhupada writes, in the present age, the number of demoniac people is increasing. Therefore, natural disturbances are also increasing. Translation, 5th verse.
There were
Their blue.
along the mountain on the earth, and it appeared that there was fire everywhere. Many inauspicious planets like Saturn appeared along with comets, meteors, and thunderbolts.
Next verse, translation.
There blew winds which were most uninviting to touch, hissing again and again, uprooting gigantic trees. They had storms for their armies and clouds of dust for their ensigns.
So wonderful analogy Maitreya Muni is giving. The winds made a piercing sound with hurricanes as their troops. When there are natural disturbances, there are cyclones, too much heat, snowfall, uprooting of the trees. Understand that demoniac population is increasing. Next verse, translation, 6th verse.
The luminaries in the heavens were screened by masses of clouds in which lightning sometimes flashed as through darkness regained everywhere, and nothing could be seen.
So in all this section from 4th verse to 14 verses, the various natural disasters, they are described as they appeared. Every person has a particular vibration which he spreads around him. And depends on how powerful a person is, That's called as aura. That aura will affect people. If a person is very powerful, his aura will affect entire place. You know, the researchers, they have found that generally every person has an aura. Every person emits a different type of vibration. And it is there within some distance around the body. And that's how when you come in touch with a very great personality, come close to a personality, people, they feel static emotions. You read the various accounts of Prabhupada disciples. They always tell one thing. When they come in touch with Prabhupada, they would be near Prabhupada. It was like amazing experience. Just by being in presence of Prabhupada, people would start crying. People would start jumping up and down, experiencing such ecstasy, such happiness. And almost every disciple tells, I had never experienced such happiness in my life. Prabhupada just looked at me and I was in ecstasy. That is the aura of a pure devotee. Whether somebody is a powerful person on a positive side or a negative side. So these demons, they were so powerful. They were disturbing every person in the universe by their aura. They affected whole universe. Similarly, when the Lord appears, the Bhagavatam again and again describes, whenever Krishna appears and the avatar appears, everywhere it is a wonderful auspicious atmosphere. Everyone becomes happy. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes, and Mahaprabhu appeared. Everybody was happy. Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur, they automatically started dancing. Didn't know why they are dancing. Everybody is happy. All the universe is celebrating the appearance of the Lord. All the ladies from heavenly planets, they were coming to have darshan of small Nimai. Savitri Gauri Saraswati Shachiramba Arundhati Arayata Deva Narigan Nana Dravya Patra Bhari Brahmi Niraveshadhari Asi Sabe Korena Darshan. All the ladies, celestial ladies are coming to have darshan. So that is the power of the appearance of the Supreme Lord. And when all these demons appeared, all the natural disasters are happening. 7th verse, translation.
With its high waves swept the cloud as if stricken with a sword, and there was a commotion among the creatures inhabiting the ocean. River and also agitated and
Next verse, translation.
Misty halos appeared around the sun and the moon during solar and lunar eclipses again and again. Claps of thunder were heard even without clouds, and sounds, like those of rattling chariots, emerged from mountain caves.
Next.
In the interior of the villages, she-jackals yelled portentously, vomiting strong fire from their mouth, and jackals and owls also joined them with their cries.
Next.
Raising their necks, dogs cried here and there, now in the manner of singing and now wailing.
Next.
O Vidura, the asses ran hither and thither in herds, striking the earth with their hard hooves and widely braying.
Prabhupada writes funny things. Asses also feel very respectable as a race. And when they run in flocks hither and thither, in so much so-called jollity, it is understood to be a bad sign for humans, right? उनको भी लगता है कि हम भी कुछ हैं भाई. They feel respectable कि हम भी हैं कुछ. Okay, so they are making braying sounds. Next verse, translation.
Frightened by the braying of the asses, birds flew, shrieking from their nest, while cattle in the cowsheds, as well as in the woods, passed dung and urine.
Next.
Cows
Cows.
terrified in clouds.
I think there's some network problem from your side. I think we are not able to hear you properly.
We're getting discharged.
Cows terrified yielded blood in place of milk. Clouds rained pus. The images of the gods in the temples shed tears, and trees fell down without a blast of wind.
Next.
Ominous planets such as Mars and Saturn shone brighter and surpassed the auspicious one such as Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus, as well as a number of lunar mansions. Taking seemingly retrograde courses, the planets came in conflict with one another.
So these are the various inauspicious signs which are appearing when Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu appeared in this world. If you remember in the first canto, when in the 14th chapter, the chapter is entitled Disappearance of Lord Krishna. Almost the same description is there. Yudhishthira Maharaj is seeing all these descriptions. Some are not there, but most of them are similar. So that's how when the Lord disappears or when the demoniac people increase in the world, inauspiciousness spreads everywhere. Prabhupada writes, the entire universe is moving under three modes. Those living entities who are in goodness are called pious. They are pious lands, pious trees. Prabhupada writes, pious tree means they will have flowers and fruits. In one place, Prabhupada writes, nowadays, people like to plant all the impious trees with no flowers, no fruits. All the decorative plants, all the flowers nowadays, they have no fragrance. Ab Dadar market mein jaiye, flower market, 99% of the flowers which are sold, they are all decorative, look very good, but no fragrance. So that is what is described as modern civilization, focusing on the impious things more. So then, after hearing all these inauspicious things, in this, Maitreya Muni continues, the brothers, they appeared and they grew up. In next 4 verses, Maitreya Muni describes how these two brothers, they grew up so fast. Drishtvaniyam Shamahutpatan
Dristvanyam sha mahotpatan
Tattva Vida Prajah
Atatatva vida prajaha
Brahmaputran Rite Bhita
Brahmaputran rite vita
Vire Vishwasamplavam.
Mire Vishwasamplavam.
Marking these and many other omens of evil times, everyone but the 4 sage sons of Brahma, who were aware of the fall of Jai and Vijaya and of their birth as Diti's son, was seized with fear. They did not know the secrets of these portents and thought that the dissolution of the universe was at hand.
Drishtvaniyam Maha-Utpat. Maha-Utpat. Great disturbance is happening. Drishtva. And they are seeing, everybody's seeing. Everyone in the universe is seeing all this great Utpat. Atat Tattva Vida Praja. Tattva Vida, one who knows the essence. Atat Tattva Vida, who does not know. So nobody knew who are these people, so they are fearful. Brahmaputran Rite. Rite means apart from. This word comes again and Rite. Rite artham yat pratita yana pratiyeta chatmani Rite. Another place, Rite. Anyways, Brahmaputran Rite Bhita. Apart from Brahmaputra, the four Kumaras, everyone was thinking that Vishwa Samplava ho gaya. Abhi to पूरे ब्रह्मांड नष्ट होने वाला है. विश्व संप्लव. Prabhupada writes, the law of nature is so stringent it is impossible to surpass. Only a surrendered soul can be saved. Mama maya duratyaya mamebe ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. It is to be indirectly understood that there were constant disturbances on the earth. That is an omen that some demoniac people have taken birth. Prabhupada again and again he is telling that increasing inauspicious omens, all the calamities, natural disturbances, that means demoniac population is increasing. Why demoniac population is increasing? People are not following Vedic culture, not following pious life, no Garbhadan Sanskar. People are begetting just under the influence of lusty desires. What type of children they'll attract? That is the classic case of Diti. She was overwhelmed by lusty desires. In the evening time, she attracted to very, very sinful souls. Okay. Tav adi daityo sahasa adi daitya.
Tav adi daityo saha
Yajyamanatma paurushavu.
Yajyamanatma paurushav
Natyashma sarena.
Vruddhate smasarena
Nadripativa.
Kalenadripativa.
These two demons who appeared in the ancient times soon began to exhibit uncommon bodily features. They had heel-like springs which began to grow just like two great mountains.
So they immediately grew to become like mountains. They were not ordinary. That's how the demons are. They grow immediately. They don't take time to grow. Prabhupada talks about the Devtas and the demons. Devtas, they are concerned with the upliftment of the society. Demons, they want to destroy the society. So the two demons, they were very powerful. And they were always decorated. Prabhupada writes, they were decorated with ornaments. They thought that this was a success of life. In spite of the curse of the Brahmanas, these two devotees of the Lord were still superior. It is not that now the Jai Vijay have fallen, that means they have become lower than others. No. Any condition a devotee is in is always superior than anyone else. To make this known, the verse shows that they did not have a trace of hellish suffering. Thought they performed many, though they performed many sinful acts without pious acts, attained lordship over the three worlds. That is a special prerogative of the devotee of the Lord. Lord takes care of the devotees in a special way. They are not like ordinary people of the world. They don't have to go through all the karmic reactions like ordinary person. Lord personally takes care of the devotees. Lord personally plans punishment for his devotees. Lord personally plans rewards for his devotees. He doesn't do so through the material nature. He does it personally. And the devotee never suffers a hellish suffering. We have previously discussed this verse, Satyanukampa, and another verse from the 10th Canto, 88th chapter. A devotee, it's that verse where it is described how devotee Krishna personally puts devotees into troubles, and sometimes they go through intense pain. as Prabhupada spoke that verse. I forgot that verse. But his company was burnt. क्या श्लोक बोलते हैं हम? यस्याहम अनुग्रहणामि हरिष्ये तत्थनम शनैः. The Lord shows special mercy. He takes away everything from him, from his devotees. In that purport, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, the Lord, when he gives suffering to his devotees, and when the material nature gives suffering to ordinary people, there is a difference. When Lord gives sufferings, the suffering will never be hellish. The suffering will always be less than what the devotee deserves. That's what here Chakravarti Thakur is writing. They do not have a trace of hellish suffering. Even though the devotee commits sinful activities, api chet suduracharo, but a devotee never suffers like other people. That is what is described. Lord deals with them in a different way. Lord purifies them in a different way. Not like the ordinary way which a materialistic person goes through. Next verse, translation.
Their bodies became so tall that they seemed to kiss the sky with the crests of their gold crowns. They blocked the views of all directions and while walking shook the earth at every step. Their arms were adorned with brilliant bracelets and they stood as if covering the sun with their waists, which were bound with excellent and beautiful girdles.
That's the way of demoniac civilization. They want in their people are interested in getting a body constructed in a way that when they walk on the street, the earth will tremble. When they stand, it appears that they cover the sun. That's how people want their bodies to be like. Any man or woman wants to attract the entire universe. All the attempts of the world, they are only for this purpose. Attract the world. I should be the center of the universe. And how to attract? The body is the only way to attract. So entire world is completely becoming body conscious. That is demoniac civilization. I want to become greater than even Lord. I want to cover the sun. That means nobody should be attracted by sun. My glory should be spread everywhere. If a race appears strong in body, their country is materially considered to be among the highly advanced nations. That is how the people understand advancement. Okay, so then Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, they appear, they grew up. Very quickly, they became powerful like the mountains, very strong. And Kashyapa gives them the names. Translation.
Prajapati, the creator of the living entities, gave his twin sons their names. The one who was born first, he named Hiranyaksha, and the one who was first conceived by Diti, he named Hiranyakashipu.
So there's an interesting detail about the naming. Who is elder, who is younger. So generally, the child who appears first in this world, even though the twin children are there, jo pehle bahar aaya, he is the elder one. But Vedic calculation is different. The first one which is conceived and who comes later, he is the elder one. So although Hiranyakashipu, he came later, but he was the elder one. Prabhupada Chakravarti Thakur writes. This verse describes Kashyapa gave the twins name on 10th day. He named them such the child which came first from his body was known as Hiranyakashipu. From his body. From Kashyapa's body. Because The child which was given first in the womb, that was the elder one. And the child which came from Diti's body first was known as Hiranyaksha, Yatha Tatha. So, Hiranyakashipu was eldest from the perspective of Kashyap, since he had been deposited first. From the perspective of mother, Hiranyaksha was the eldest, since he was born first. Though either could be considered elder, but because the position of the father is strong, Hiranyakashipu was considered elder. So Hiranyakashipu became the elder child. He was the elder one. And Hiranyakashipu started terrorizing the universe. And his brother was an obedient order carrier of Hiranyakashipu. Matlab, in demons also there is such loyalty, such love, such affection for the brother. Bhai ke liye pura sansar, I'll win over the entire world and I'll give to my brother. That was the love between Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Translation.
Hiranyaksha's temper was difficult to control. He had ankles of gold tinkling about his feet. He was adorned with a gigantic garland, and he rested his huge mace on one of his shoulders.
19th verse.
The elder child Hiranyakashipu. The elder child Hiranyakashipu was unafraid of death from anyone within the three worlds because he received a benediction from Lord Brahma. He was proud and puffed up due to this benediction and was able to bring all three planetary systems under his control.
Yes. So this Hiranyakashipu was very, very powerful. Maitrama doesn't describe the whole thing. It will be described in the 7th canto. The austerity, the benediction, everything. He doesn't describe that here. So he received a benediction from Brahmaji, and anyone who gets power, he becomes puffed up. He starts terrorizing, controlling, exploiting. Prabhupada writes. In other words, it was the plan, Lord's plan to teach people that Hiranyakashipu was so powerful and strongly built, could not live more than his destined duration of life. One may become as strong and puffed up as Hiranyakashipu and bring under his control all the three worlds, but there is no possibility of continuing life eternally. Saitham nirjit kaku bekarat vishayan priyan yathopajosham gunjano natripyat ajtendriya. Hiranyakashipu had everything. He would raise his eyebrows and devtas would tremble. If we raise our eyebrows, people would say, why are you showing your eyes to us? Nobody becomes afraid. When Hiranyakashipu would just raise his eyebrows, devtas would tremble. They would be there in front with folded hands. What do you want to, my lord? Please tell us. Temperature कम करना है, बढ़ाना है, क्या हो गया? बोलो ना, गुस्सा क्यों कर रहे हो? That's what devtas were trembling. But still, although he had such control, such power, still he was not satisfied. Ultimately, he was killed. So when Lord wants to make a statement, he makes it in a very, very strong way. So many emperors have descended to power. They are now lost in oblivion. That is the history of the world. In the 12th canto of Bhagavatam, there is a Bhumi Geet, song of Mother Earth. In that, Bhumi Devi, she is telling, I have seen so many powerful kings in the world since the beginning of my existence in this creation. So many powerful kings have come. She takes the name of all the kings, all the devotee kings and the demon kings. And she tells, they are all the list of names now. They have all come and gone. They all tried to exploit me, but now where are they? So that's how so many people come and go. Next verse. Hiranyaksho anujastasya priya priti kridanvaham
Priya Priti Krid Anvaham
kadapanirdimam yato
Gadapanirdivam Yato
yutsurmrigayandranam.
Yutsurmagayan Raman.
His younger brother Hiranyaksha was always ready to satisfy his elder brother by his activities. Hiranyaksha took a club on his shoulder and traveled all over the universe with a fighting spirit just to satisfy Hiranyakashipu.
Somebody can read the translation, purport here.
The demonic spirit is to train all family members to exploit the resources of this universe for personal sense gratification, whereas the godly spirit is to engage everything in the service of the Lord. Hiranyakashipu was himself very powerful, and he made his younger brother Hiranyaksha powerful to assist him in fighting with everyone and lording it over material nature as long as possible. If possible, he wanted to rule the universe eternally. These are demonstrations of the spirit of the demonic living entity.
So that's what Hiranyakashipu wanted his Prahlad to also do. He was telling Shandamar, please teach him properly. Why you're not teaching him diplomacy and exploitation and all the Kutaniti and all this? Why is chanting the names of Vishnu? Demoniac means exploitation. You should learn how to exploit. You should learn how to be diplomatic, hypocrite. But the basic principle is enjoy, become eternal. And Hiranyaksha was assisting his elder brother in this purpose. Tan vikshya sahajavam.
Tam Viksha Duhasaha Javam
Kancananupuram.
Kancananupuram
Vaijayantya srajajushtam.
Vaijayantya Srujadushtam
Amsanyasta mahagadam.
Hamsa Nistya Mahagadam.
Hiranyaksha's temper was difficult to control. He had ankles of gold twinkling about his feet. He was adorned with recanting garland, and he rested his huge mace on one of his shoulders.
So Hiranyaksha is now on a expedition to conquer the entire universe. And he wants to offer it to his elder brother. So demons have a very good family spirit. You know, in the 10th canto also you find Aghasur, he wanted to kill Krishna. You know why? Kamsa told him that is one thing. But he was thinking, mere bhai or meri behan ko mara isne. He killed my sister Putana. He killed my brother Trinavarta. Bakasur, sorry. He has to be killed. Dantavakra also wanted to kill Krishna because Krishna killed Shishupal, Jarasandha, Rukmi, sub friends ko maar diya na. I want to kill Krishna. So that's why they have a good family spirit. So Hiranyaksha, he was very powerful. He wanted to control, conquer. He was wearing a very big, gigantic garland and with a huge mace. He was defeating everyone. Next verse, translation.
His mental and bodily strength, as well as the boon conferred upon him, had made him proud. He feared death at the hands of no one, and there was no checking him. The gods, therefore, were seized with fear at his very sight, and they hid themselves even as snakes hide themselves for fear of Garuda.
स वै तिरोहितां दृष्ट्वा
Savaiti rohitam drishtva
मनसा स्वेन दैत्यराट्
manasa svena dvaityarat
देवगणान् शिवान्
Chandram Devaganam Shiban
जनददृशम्
Apashan.
Sham.
On not finding Indra and the other demigods who had previously been intoxicated with power, the chief of the Daityas, seeing that they had all vanished before his might, roared loudly.
So he was very, very powerful. And he was practically getting mad because he's not getting anyone to fight. So demoniac people, they are called as asura. You know, one meaning of asura is asura mante iti asura. Asu means breath. One who finds pleasure in the breath. Breath means in the body. So demoniac people, for them, they want strong mind and strong body. That's how they can enjoy. And saintly people, for demoniac people, they will have a strong mind till the time they have a strong body. Sharir theek hai, mind will be powerful. As soon as something goes wrong in the body, they'll be really disturbed. That is the basic characteristic of a demoniac person. Healthy body, they'll be very happy, they'll be jubilant. As soon as something goes wrong in the body, they'll be depressed. Saintly person, they will have a stable mind even though the body is not fit. That's the difference between a devata and an asura. A saintly person, for him, the bodily disturbances doesn't disturb the mind. For a demoniac person, because he has no conception of next life or connecting to God, for him, body is all in all. Otherwise, how will I enjoy? So they become miserable. Bhishmadev, he was pierced by arrows till every inch of the body was pierced with arrows, but still his mind was perfectly in all right, in perfect condition. He instructed Yudhishthir Maharaj in all the intricacies of dharma, Deha Dharman, Raj Dharman, Sri Dharman, Bhagavad Dharman, Samasa Vyasa Yogataha. Srila Prabhupada, translating till last few moments, it is unimaginable. Nauttama shloka vartanam jushatam tat kathamritam syat sambhramonta kalepi smaratam tat padambujam. Uttama shloka varta jushatam. Anyone who is engaged in jushatam means engaged. Anyone who is engaged in Uttam Shlok Varta, the pastimes of Supreme Lord, na syat sambhram, usko kabhi bhi bhram nahi hoga. Anta kale api, even at the time of death. That is the quality of a saintly person. Demoniac people, powerful till the time, powerful body, no problem with the mind. So Hiranyaksha was very powerful, very determined, because the body is very wonderful. He wanted to defeat all the powerful devatas. Koi mil nahi raha, sab bhag gaye. Everybody is running away. Because everybody knew, kaun ladega usse? He is all the more powerful. Jai Vijay hai. So no use fighting. They are already most powerful, and then Brahmaji benediction is also there. So abhi koi chance nahi hai. They all disappeared. Next verse, translation. 24th.
After returning from the heavenly kingdom, the mighty demon, who was like an elephant in wrath for the sake of the sport, dived into the deep ocean, which was roaring terribly.
So अभी कोई नहीं मिल रहा है, So he is burning. Itna Shakti hai, he is burning. So he could not find anywhere in the upper planetary systems. So maybe he thought abhi andar koi to milega. He jumped into the Garbhodak ocean to find a suitable opponent. Next translation.
On his entering the ocean, the aquatic animals who form the host of Varuna were stricken with fear and ran far away. Thus Hiranyaksha showed his splendor without dealing a blow.
He didn't have to show his power also. Everybody ran away. Not just devatas, but even aquatics. They were fearful of Hiranyaksha. Savarshapūgan udathau mahabalascharan mahormi sashvarirritan muhu maurvyabhijakne gadaya vibhavari ase divanstat purim prachetasaha. Translation.
Moving about in the ocean for many, many years, the mighty Hiranyakshas smote the gigantic wind-tossed waves again and again with his iron mace and reached Vibhavari, the capital of Varuna.
So many years, many years he was searching. He was not able to find anyone. So ultimately he reached Vibhavari, the abode of Varuna Dev. So he saw, oh, there is a city in the water. I'll enter it. Translation.
Vibhavari. Vibhavari is the home of Varuna, lord of aquatic creatures and guardian of the lower region of the universe where the demons generally reside. The Hiranyaksha fell at Varuna's feet like a low-born man, and to make fun of him, he said with a smile, give me battle, O Supreme Lord."
So he wanted to challenge him, but he was challenging in a very, very sarcastic way. Just like, Are, please give me a fight because you are so powerful. Actually, he's challenging him. Demoniac persons always challenge others and try to occupy others' property by force. Here, these symptoms are fully displayed. Who begged war from a person who had no desire to fight. Next verse, translation. Now he's speaking. Hiranyaksha.
You are the
You are
guardian
the
of
guardian of entire sphere and a ruler of wide frame, having crossed the mighty of arrogant and conceit warriors, and having conquered all the Daityas and Danavas in this world. You once performed the Rajasya sacrifice to the Lord. Hare Krishna.
So actually he is glorifying, but actually he is speaking in an opposite meaning. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, he is telling, Hare, you could earlier perform Rajasuya Yajna because I was not there. Now you come and conquer me, then I'll understand you are a very powerful person. Your sacrifice will be perfected now if you conquer me. Hare, pehle I was not there, therefore you could conquer. Now you try. Next verse, translation.
Thus mocked by an enemy whose vanity knows no bounds, the worshipable Lord of the waters waxed angry, but by the dint of his reasons he managed to curb the anger that had sprung upon him. And he replied, O dear one, we have now desisted from warfare, having grown too old for combat.
So Varuna Dev is telling, actually, my anger will not be beneficial. I have grown old. I would have fought with you, but now I have become old. He says, if I were to meet you when I was young, then I would defeat thousands of you. That means I have taken sannyas, I cannot fight. But even now I can defeat you. Other meaning of this. I have become old or I have taken sannyas. So there are two meanings. He's saying, I don't want to fight with you. I have become old now, or I have given up fighting. I don't want to fight. Next, he continues. Translation.
You are as skilled in war that I do not see anyone else but the most ancient person, Lord Vishnu, who can give satisfaction in battle to you. Therefore, O chief of the Asuras, approach him, whom even heroes like you mention with praise. Hare Krishna.
After hearing the previous verse from Varuna Dev, that I don't want to fight, I am old, then who should I fight with? How will I be relieved of my desire for battle? Who will fight with me? I want to fight. Varun Dev tells, don't worry. Go to Vishnu. He will relieve you of all your itch. इतने भी खुजली है सब शांत हो जाएगी. Varun Dev is telling. Only Lord Vishnu can relieve you from the itch of the battle. You go to him, he will fight with you, then you will be like a dead dog in the forest, in the battlefield, a dead warrior. And dogs will worship you. That's what he tells, I think, in the next. Yeah. Translation, 31st verse.
Varuna continued, on reaching him, you will be rid of your pride at once and will lie down on the field of battle, surrounded by dogs for eternal sleep. It is in order to exterminate wicked fellows like you and to show his grace to the virtuous that he assumes his various incarnations like Varaha.
So after hearing, oh, Vishnu will satisfy me, he says, how long will I take to reach him? He says, very quickly, in 5 days you can meet. You know what he'll do? Stripped of your pride, you will lie down to sleep. Because you are so agitated, you are not even sleeping. Don't worry. He says, afflicted by the sickness of pride, you do not sleep. You know, when a person is sick, doesn't sleep. You are sick with pride. Therefore, you are not sleeping. You have so much of desire to fight. Don't worry. There is a nice bed waiting for you. When the warriors lie down in the battlefield, where the warriors lie down is the battlefield. That will be your suitable bed. और वहां पे आपका मसाज करने के लिए बहुत से लोग रहेंगे. Who will massage you? You'll have many limbs to care, many people to care for your limbs. You know who? The dogs. The dogs will surround you. They will massage you. That means they'll eat away all your flesh when you lie down on the battlefield. Oh, acha. Tell me, where is the Lord? How will I identify this is the Lord? Hiranyaksha is telling. He is so proud. Varuna is telling that he will die. And Hiranyaksha is getting excited. Wow, मजा आएगा. कोई तो मिलेगा युद्ध करने के लिए. Please tell me the form of the Lord. Searching inside and outside of the universe and finding him, I'll fight him. How can he kill me? You will see. Because he is convinced that nobody can kill me. But Varun Dev tells, you know, the Lord appears in many forms like Varaha, Narsingha, but I don't know in which form he will appear to kill you. He tells already, पहले भी आए हैं, आपको भी मारने के लिए पता नहीं कौन से रूप में आएंगे. Because Lord is eternal, Varaha Dev is eternal, Singh Dev is eternal. Varun Dev is telling, पहले आए हैं, don't know in which form will come. So that is the end of this chapter. We'll also stop here. We'll continue next time. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki
Hare
jai,
Krishna.
Granthas
Hare
Mahatma ki jai.
Thank you.
Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.